Well, hey everybody! So today I'm doing some mixing. I'm mixing the song Loading by That's Dat. You've probably already seen the session video that we made. If you haven't, it's down in the description. But I did want to show you the mixing process and how the whole thing got finished, and also show you a little bit about mixing on the S4 and just a little bit about my own approach to mixing, which I've mentioned before isn't the end-all be-all of mixing techniques. There's many different ways to approach mixing, but this is just the way that I approach things. So this is going to be a little bit longer video, so feel free to skip around however you like. But I'm just going to get started here with listening to the song from the beginning. And what I've done is I've taken off all of the plugins and sends that we used during the recording process. And I have a couple of groups that are already created, and I'll probably create a couple more. But I'm going to turn those off right now so that I can really start to create a balance for things. All right, so here we go.
Break a sweat, trying to get that view from sunset. Dream away in a paycheck, on the beach with blazing. Places I've been with you on the checklist. Wrap up another head on the set list. When you try and get somewhere, 100 miles per hour goes nowhere. I make it through the manic motion. Well, it hurts my head, need ibuprofen. How I keep moving, vision distorted. Can I listen? Pride has got me blinded. Everyone wants to say what I can't do. Game is the only thing that I be on. I was trying to get my beat, rocking for the moment. When I'm broken, inside fully loaded, pockets overflowing. I'm going up a notch, taking off. Better catch up, baby.
Alright, so one of the first things I do when I'm setting this up is I'm going to put a channel strip on all of the channels, because I like to have that available and ready to go whenever I want them. So holding down the Alt key, I choose that, and there it is on all of the channels. And then I'm going to create a few reverb sends. So you like to have a couple of different reverb sends to choose from. So I'm going to first create a reverb send that I'll call Bright. Another one I'll call Dark. And then one more for our spring reverb. We actually have an analog spring reverb that is a really nice sounding reverb. We were really lucky to get our hands on that. We acquired it from a studio that went out of business in Omaha. Alright, so I'm going to put this right here, just arrange my tracks the way I like them. Alright, so for the spring reverb, I need to do an I/O insert. I'll do 3 and 4 for that. Outputs 3 and 4. Back into 3 and 4. There we go. My dark reverb, I'm going to choose reverb 1. And for my bright reverb, use the one called Space. And I think think for that I'll choose a plate reverb. Alright, and so I'm going to solo safe all of those so that when I solo instruments I am still able to hear them. So I'll just show you what these sound like using the snare. So here's my bright reverb. That's that plate. And then here's the dark reverb. And then here's what the spring sounds like. To be perfectly honest, I'm not crazy about that plate reverb for my bright one, so play with that a bit. There we go. All right.
Can I make it through the manic motion? Got me blinded. Everyone wants to say what I.
Okay, I'll start in this spot right here, working to get the drum balance going. So I'm gonna solo all my drums.
Got me blinded.
I think what I'll start here with is the overheads. Your overheads, you want to have a nice center image when you hear them in the pan left and right by themselves. So I want to make sure that my kick and my snare are nice and centered. I'm finding that my image the kick was a little bit skewed to the left, so I'm kind of playing with the levels there to balance that out. But now I want to listen to my phase coherency. I'm going to compare the kick with the overheads. I'm going to listen to just one overhead and pan that center. So I'm going to put all the pans right there. And I'm going to listen to them together, and I'm going to reverse the polarity on the overhead to see which one sounds better so they're phase coherent. Alright, it actually sounds better with the polarity reversed, so I'm going to do the same thing to the other overhead. So that relationship between the kick and the overheads. Yes. That sounds good. Now we've got two kick mics, and I want to make sure that our phase coherency is good there. Yeah, I think I like that better with the polarity normal. And if we zoom way in on these guys here, and we see that they're pretty close. Now what I could do is nudge this a little bit. Right now my nudge is set to, let's go to minutes and seconds, and we're going to change our nudge to 1 millisecond. There we go. Now let's see what they sound like. Alright, and then we also have a top and bottom snare, and normally you will reverse the polarity on the bottom snare during the recording process on the preamp, but I forgot to do that. So I'm going to check that now. Now, we had recorded both a 57 and a KM184 on the snare, and we decided we liked the 184 better, so we have the 184, and go back to that spot I was at. So there's the 184 by itself. And there's the bottom snare. And there's the two of them together. Now if I reverse the polarity on the bottom snare, you can really hear that cancellation when the polarity is not reversed. And again, if we zoom way in on that, let's go right here. Okay, you can see the top snare and bottom snare, how they have a phase alignment issue there. Now I could nudge that as well and see what I get with it, but I kind of like the sound that I got by just reversing the polarity on the bottom snare. So I think we're good there. Now the next thing I want to do is check the panning of the toms. So I'm going to go to each one of the toms and listen to them in relationship with the overheads so I can get the panning just right. If you have it right, when you listen to the overheads and then bring in the tom should just sound like it got louder. It shouldn't shift at all in terms of its image. All right, so we'll go find a spot where the toms hit. Here we go, and I'm on loop. Alright, didn't hit very hard there. Let me find a spot. There we go. Go. This will get annoying. Sorry about that. Alright, so I have my panning in front of me now. So here's the overheads. And I hear that first tom pretty much in the center. But it is a little bit to the right. There we go. All right, now listen to the other one. Gotta have half a second to do a loop. Okay, that tom's over here. Okay. Yikes! Make it stop.
Yeah, what made your mind happen? Everything wrong, say what I can't.
Oh, then there's the hi-hat. That's right, gotta check the panning on the hi-hat. So back to this. Looks like I already took care of the panning when we were in the recording process. I've already got that panned over there, and that sounds about right. When I bring the hi-hat in, you hear it just get louder on that right side.
When I'm broken, it's all fully loaded. Pockets over.
I'm just going to hide that 57 track because I really don't need that in my view. There we go. I was wondering where that low mid was coming from, and that's coming from the hi-hat mic. Listen to the hi-hat alone. Okay, so I'm going to put a high pass on that hat. Okay, so I'm focus, EQ, expand. Okay, high pass in.
Yeah, what made your mind happen?
There we go. Okay, so I'm still getting a little bit of low-mid woofiness in the snare, so I'm going to go to the snare and EQ that. Get a little bit of that low-mid woofiness out of there. Okay, I'm liking what I'm hearing with the drums so far, and I haven't added any reverb yet, but I'm liking the drum mix. I'm going to turn the drum group back on now, and I'm going to create a VCA for the drums. Go. And it's going to control drums. And so now I'm just going to hide all of the drums. So that way all I have to deal with in front of me is the VCA fader. Now the cool thing about the S4 and S6 is the VCA spill. So I've got my drums right here, which is the overall level for them. But if I attention this track, then the VCA spills in front of me, and then I can continue to refine the mix of the drums. Then to get out of that, I just hit the menu button on any one of these, and it takes me back to my normal view. So pretty slick. Alright, so now I'm going to try some reverb on the drums, see what I like there. I'm just going to put that on the toms and the snare for now anyway. So I'm going to bring the bass in here. Bass could use a compressor. All right, let's listen to that piano. Okay, so the piano, we had a couple of TLM 103s doing a high and low kind of thing, and had a big blanket over it, and so you can hear some of those drums getting in there, which isn't a real big deal. But the piano, this particular piano always has kind of a mid-range issue in it, so I'm going to carve some of that out with the EQ, because we don't want all that mid-range taking up room in the mix when we got so many other things going on. So I'm going to play with that a little bit. Okay, so now that I've carved that out, I got to adjust the balance a little bit so it's even. And then I'll turn that group back on so that when I move one fader, they both go together and I don't mess up that image. I like the darker reverb there for the piano. Okay, I'm going to pull out these percussion parts because they're getting a little distracting right now. I'm going to have to go through later and figure out which ones go where. Malcolm had played all of those percussion parts through the whole thing, knowing that we wouldn't use all of them all the time. So I'll go through and kind of selectively choose which ones will go where. Alright, we're gonna listen to these guitar parts here. See how they fit into things. Basically, we have a left, right, and a center guitar. Okay, I'm going to high pass that a little bit. Let's see. Let's focus. EQ. Okay, I'll do the same thing with those. So I'll just copy this channel strip over to these. That'll be quicker. Alt dragging those. So now they all have the same high pass on them. Go ahead a little bit here. I think I'll send those to the spring reverb. Alright, so I'm going to group the left and right guitar there so I can move them together. Oops. Control G. There we go. Now that I'm listening with the mix in context, I'm not liking the reverb on that snare. I think I'm going to go back and choose the darker one or the spring. I like that better. so I'm going to start bringing in some of the other instruments here. I'm going to look at the saxophones here. Those need a compressor as well, so let's see, dynamics. To this. And I'll do the other one, or that for the sax solo too. To the beginning of the solo there. Start looking at the lead vocal. We want to get that as nice sounding as we can.
Go sunset, a dream away in a paycheck. On the beach we'll be blazing. Places I've been with you off the checklist. Wrap up another hit off the set list. When you try and get somewhere, 100 miles per hour towards nowhere. That smile had me break a sweat. Trying to get that view, go sunset. A dream away in a paycheck. On the beach we'll be blazing.
Alright, EQ comes before dynamic. Okay, so I'm going to pull out a little bit of the low mid in his voice.
That smile had me break a sweat. Trying to get that view, go sunset. A dream away in a paycheck. On the beach we'll be blazing. Places I've been with you off the checklist. Wrap up another hit off the set list. When you try and get somewhere, 100 miles per hour towards nowhere.
I'm gonna add a little bit up on the high end there.
Yeah. Can I make it through the manic motion? Well, it hurts my head, need ibuprofen. How I keep moving, vision distorted. Cannot listen, pride has got me blinded. Everyone won't come say what I can't do, okay, but game is the only thing that I be on. I was trying to get my pay up, rocking for the moment, despite when I'm broken. Hits are fully loaded, pockets overflowing. I'm going up a notch, taking off, better catch up. Yeah. Them tears better stop. You woke up, better bless up. That smile had me break a sweat. Trying to get that view, go sunset. A dream away in a paycheck. On the beach we'll be blazing. Places I've been with you off the checklist. Wrap up another hit off the set list. When you try and get somewhere, 100 miles per hour towards nowhere. That smile had me break a sweat. Trying to get that view, go sunset. A dream away in a paycheck. On the beach we'll be blazing. Places I've been with you off the checklist. Wrap up another hit off the set list. When you try and get somewhere, 100 miles per hour towards nowhere. How I keep moving, vision distorted. Listen, pride has got me blinded. Everyone won't come say what I can't do, okay, but game is the only thing that I be on. I was trying to get my pay, rockin'. I'm going up a notch, taking off, better catch up. Just hold that thought and let me finish. Yeah, what made your mind half diminished? Everyone won't go say what I can't do, okay, but the only thing that I be on. Rockin' for the moment, despite when I'm broken. Hits are fully loaded, pockets overflowing. I'm going up a notch, taking off, better catch up.
Okay, so what I'm finding here is there's quite a level disparity between the snare hits and when he's doing rim shots. And so I can automate that, but I think it would be easier right now if I just duplicated those tracks, sliced them up, and they had two separate tracks, one for snare and one for rim shots. So that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, so I will duplicate that track.
Hours was no, miles per hour was no way.
I gotta turn off the drums so I don't.
Trying to get somewhere, miles per hour was no way. Listen, pride has got.
background vocals in now.
Trying to get that view going sunset, dream away in a paycheck. But you have the checklist, another hit on the sad list. Trying to get that view going sunset, dream away in a paycheck.
I like to have my background vocals a little bit brighter, so I'm gonna carve that up a bit here.
Trying to get that view going sunset, dream away in a paycheck. But you have the checklist, another hit on the sad list. Trying to get that view going sunset, I dream away in a paycheck. On the beach we'll be blazing. Trying to get that view going sunset, I dream away in a paycheck. On the beach we'll be blazing. You trying to get that view going sunset, dream away in a paycheck.
A little compression here.
But you have the checklist, another hit on the sad list. Trying to get that view going sunset, dream away in a paycheck. Trying to get that view going sunset, dream away in a paycheck. Trying to get that view going sunset, dream away in a paycheck. But you have the checklist, another hit on the sad list. Trying to get that view going sunset, dream away in a paycheck. On the beach we'll be blazing, places I've been with you up the trying to get that view going sunset, I dream away in a paycheck. On the beach we'll be blazing, trying to get that view going sunset, I dream away in a paycheck. On the beach we'll be blazing, places I've been with you up the checklist. Wrap up another hit on the set list. When you try and get somewhere, 100 miles per hour towards nowhere. I was trying to get my pay up, rocking for the moment. This spot when I'm broken, it's all fully loaded.
Okay, I'm gonna do the same EQ for the other background vocal there. Yeah, I may as well do it for that one too.
Ain't blinded, everyone won't come say what I can't do okay, but game is the only thing that I be on. I was trying to get my pay up, rocking for the moment. This spot when I'm broken, it's all fully loaded, pockets overflowing. I'm going up a notch, taking off, better catch up. Better catch up, baby. Them tears better stop, you woke up, better bless up. Better bless up, next time when I make it. They don't do it like this no more, this vintage. You get stuck on this like show you're binging. And just hold that thought and let me finish. Yeah, what made your mind half diminished? Everyone wrong gon' say what I can't do okay, but game is the only thing that I be on. I was trying to get my pay up, rocking for the moment. The spot when I'm broken, it's all fully loaded, pockets overflowing. I'm going up a notch, taking off, better catch up. Better catch up, baby. Catch up. Going.
Okay, and I'm noticing now there's some parts where I think the vocal could use a de-esser. So I'm gonna put that first in the chain here.
I get my pay, rocking for the moment. Just by when I'm broken, it's all fully loaded, pockets overflowing. I'm going up a
better. The S's aren't quite so saturated now with the compression.
Somewhere 100 miles per hour towards nowhere. Break a sweat, trying to get that view on sunset. A dream away in a paycheck. At last, when you try and get somewhere, 100 miles per hour towards nowhere. But it hurts my head. Blinded, everyone won't come say what I can't do, okay, but game is the only thing that I was trying to get my baby. Rocking for the moment, despite when I'm broken, it's all fully loaded. Pockets overflowing. I'm going up a notch, taking off. Better catch up. Better catch up, baby. Them tears better stop. You woke up, better bless up. They don't do it like this no more, this vintage. You get stuck on this and just hold that thought and let me finish. Yeah, what made your mind have diminished? Everyone wrong gon' say what I can't do, okay, but game is the only thing that I be on. I was trying to get my paper, rocking for the moment. Despite when I'm broken, it's all fully loaded. Pockets overflowing. I'm going up a notch, taking off. Better catch up. Better catch up, baby. Them tears better stop. You woke up, better bless up. Take him to the bridge, Mr. B.
Okay, so I'm at a point now where I'm pretty happy with what I've got, and I think I'm going to start doing some automation, really nitpicking things. But I'm going to step away for a little bit because I have been mixing for an hour and a half, and it's a good idea to rest your ears after a little while. So I'll come back and start automating this. Back to it now. Alright, so I'm going to put everything into touch mode. There we go. Okay, first thing, notice those sax harmonies need to come down in the beginning. So I'm going to back it up a little bit further there.
get that view go. That's my honey. Yeah. Yeah. That's my honey. Break a sway. Trying to get that view go sunset. I dream away in a paper. Break a sway, trying to get that view go sunset. I dream away in a paycheck. On the beach we'll be blazing. Places I've been with you up the checklist. Wrap up another hit on the set list. When you try and get somewhere, 100 miles per hour towards nowhere.
Pull the piano up there a little bit.
Can I make it through the manic motion? World, it hurts my head, need ibuprofen. How I keep moving, vision distorted. Can I listen? Pride has got me blinded. Everyone won't come.
Yeah, the Congo.
Pride has got me moving, vision distorted. Can I listen? Pride has got me blinded. Everyone won't come say what I can't do, okay, but game is the only thing that I be on. I was trying to get my paper, rocking for the moment. Despite when I'm broken, it's all fully loaded, pockets overflowing.
Pull a shaker up there.
Pockets overflowing, fully loaded, pockets overflowing. I'm going up.
Try that again.
Pockets overflowing. I'm going up a notch, taking off. Better catch up. 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 Better catch up, baby. Them tears better stop. You woke up. Better bless up. Better bless up. Better bless up. Next up in the
One of those held on a little longer there.
They don't do it like this no more, this vintage.
Again there.
Next up in the making.
Pull a shaker out at that one spot there.
They don't. They don't do it like this no more, this vintage. You get stuck on this like show your binging. Just hold that thought and let me finish. Yeah, what made your mind have diminished? Everyone wrong gon' say what I can't do, okay, but game is the only thing that I be on. I was trying to get my paper, rocking for the moment. Despite when I'm broken, it's all fully loaded, pockets overflowing. I'm going up a notch, taking off. Better catch up. Better catch up. Better catch up. Better catch up. Better catch up, baby. Them tears better stop. You woke up. Better. Take him to the bridge, Mr. B.
Alright, sax entrance needs to come out a little bit there.
Stop, you woke up, better bless her. Take him to the bridge, Mr. B. Hey, 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 yeah. Everyone walk, come say what I can't do, okay, but game is the only thing that I be on. Always trying to get my pay. Rockin' for the moment, despite when I'm broken. Guitar fully loaded, pockets overflowing. I'm going up a notch, taking off, better catch up. Stop, you woke up, better bless her. I'm going up a notch, taking off, better catch up. Catch up, baby. Catch up, baby. The tears better stop, you woke up, better bless her.
Back to the start again. I'm going to pull out the piano just a little bit more on that very first note there.
Break a sweat, trying to get that view from sunset. A dream away in a paycheck. On the beach we'll be blazing. Places I've been with you up at.
Little bass lick right there. Ronaldo has a lot of great little bass licks in here, so got to make sure they're heard.
On the beach we'll be blazing. Places. On the beach we'll be blazing. Places I've been with you up the checklist. Wrap up another hit on the set list. When you try and get somewhere, 100 miles per hour till there's nowhere. Yeah. Can I make it through the manic motion? But it hurts my head, need ibuprofen. How I keep moving, vision distorted. Can I listen? Pride has got me blinded. Everyone won't come say what I can't do, okay, but game is the only thing that I be on. I was trying to get my paper, rocking for the moment. Despite when I'm broken, it's all fully loaded. Pockets overflowing. I'm going up a notch, taking off. Better catch up. Better catch up. Better catch up, baby. Them tears better stop. You woke up. Better bless up.
background vocals there, I want the reverb to come out there.
Better catch up, baby.
Let's see, I need to flip, I think. There we go.
Sticking off, better catch up, baby.
Just a bit much.
Sticking off, better catch up, baby.
Yeah, don't like that. Or the one before.
Sticking off, better catch up.
Alright, so maybe the spring reverb. Yep, okay.
Sticking off, better catch up, baby. Them tears better stop. You woke up, better bless up. Next up in the making.
Nope, like that.
Sticking off, better catch up, baby. Them tears better stop. You woke up, better bless up. Next up in the
Let's see, so on those background vocals, there's a couple places where they are singing together, and I want to pan those.
Everyone won't come say what I can't do.
Sometimes the automation is easier in here. So that's what I'm going to do. There we are. Alright, let's see what that sounds like.
Me blinded. Everyone won't come say what I can't do. Okay, but game is the only thing that I be on. I was trying to get my pay. Rocking for the moment. Despite when I'm broken. It's all fully loaded. Pockets overflowing. I'm going up a notch. Sticking off, better catch up. Better catch up, baby. Them tears better stop. You woke up, better bless up. Next up in the making.
Okay, I think that might be too far.
Listen, pride has got me blinded. Everyone won't come say what I.
Okay, we'll go about 65% there. There we are.
Listen, pride has got me blinded. Everyone won't come say what I can't do. Okay, but game is the only thing that I be on. I was trying to get my pay. Rocking for the moment. Despite when I'm broken. It's all fully loaded. Pockets overflowing. I'm going up a notch. Sticking.
So right here, the background vocal A on the left side is a little hot, so I'm going to pull that down.
Pockets overflowing. I'm going up a notch. Sticking off, better catch up. Them tears.
part.
Pockets overflowing. I'm going up a notch, taking off. Better catch up. Better catch up, baby. Them tears better stop. You woke up, better bless up.
Okay, very in there. See how that. Nope. Nope. Alright, that part right there, I think I overdid it with the reverb, so there we go.
I'm going up a notch, taking off, better catch up. Better catch up, baby. Them tears better stop, you woke up, better bless up. Take him to the bridge, Mr. B.
Alright, I'm thinking that solo needs to come up just a little bit.
Better bless up. Take him to the bridge, Mr. B. Hey, 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 yeah. Everyone walk, come say what I can't do, okay, but
Alright, back to the beginning again. Every time I go through here, I'm just listening for anything that is distracting, that needs to come down, or any little twiddly bits that I think need to be brought out. I just kind of go through there a layer at a time until I finally get to a point where I'm like, okay, I've messed with it enough, and I'm getting there. I'm getting close here. Alright, so for the first time I'm thinking that my kick is got just a little bit of woofiness in it that needs to be tamed a little bit. Just gonna tame that a little bit on both of those. Just a touch.
Break a sweat, trying to get that view from sunset. A dream away in a paycheck. On the beach with you blazing. Places I've been with you up the checklist. Wrap up another hit on the set list. When you try and get somewhere, 100 miles per hour towards nowhere. Break a sweat. Yeah. That smile had me break a sweat. Trying to get that view from sunset. A dream away in a paycheck. On the beach with you blazing. Places I've been with you up the checklist. Wrap up another hit on the set list. When you try and get somewhere, 100 miles per hour towards nowhere.
Tom that needs to come out there.
Nowhere. 100 miles per hour towards nowhere. hours, there was nowhere. Miles per hour, there was nowhere. Break a sway, trying to get that view from sunset. I dream away in a pay on sunset. I dream away in a paycheck. On the beach we blazing. Places I've been with you off the checklist. Wrap up another hit on the set list. When you try and get somewhere, 100 miles per hour towards nowhere.
Pull the piano up there a little more.
Yeah. Can I make it through the manic motion? Yeah. Can I make it through the Can I make it through the manic motion? Well, it hurts my head, need ibuprofen. How I keep moving, vision distorted. Can I listen? Pride has got me blinded. Everyone won't come say what I can't do, okay, but game is the only thing that I be on. I was trying to get my baby, rocking for the moment. Inspired when I'm broken, it's all fully loaded, pockets overflowing. It's all fully loaded, pockets fully loaded.
Pull that shaker out there.
Inspired when I'm broken, it's all fully loaded, pockets overflowing. I'm going up a night, it's overflowing. It's all fully loaded, pockets overflowing. I'm going up a notch, taking off, better catch up. Better catch up, baby. Them tears better stop, you woke up, better bless up.
So here at the end, I kind of need to systematically fade some stuff out. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do something with that wind chime. Let's see. Panning. I'm gonna flip that so that the pan is right there. Right.
They don't do it like this no more, this vintage.
Let's see if those bongos have any reverb on them. Let's see, let's go to my sends. They do not. Okay. Go.
They don't do it like this no more, this vintage. You get stuck on this like show your binging.
Okay. All right. I think that about does it. We'll probably play through it a couple more times and do a few this and that's here and there. But in case you're wondering, what I've been doing here to automate some of these things is it's easier to automate when some of those controls are on the fader. So the flip function right here takes whatever is up here and puts it down on the faders. For example, if I wanted to automate the sends, when I am in normal mode, this is the volume right here, and these are the sends to my various reverbs. When I flip, the first time I flip, it's showing me that now these are the sends for the spring reverb. Now it's for the dark reverb, and now the bright reverb, and now back to normal. And so anything that's up there you can automate, whether it's an EQ setting or the pan, and it just makes that easier to have the fader in front of you. You get smoother, more accurate motions that way. All right, so if you made it this far, I congratulate you on your perseverance. It can be a long process sometimes, but you know, when you really start diving into a mix, a couple hours go by and you barely even notice. So hopefully the guys enjoy it, and I hope you enjoyed it. So see you later.